What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Saturday, August 17th, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 17:02 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from China, the Middle East, and from Eastern Europe. So, what you're looking at here is video footage coming out of China showing thousands of tanks being moved towards the Chinese coastline opposite of Taiwan. And this video footage was provided by Jennifer Zhang. She's a Chinese activist journalist. And as far as I know, this footage is legit. It was filmed on August the 15th in Suzhou City, Jiangsu province. Apparently, this was a transfer of the PLA's 7,349th, actually 73,049th tank unit. And the characters on the soldiers' vests directing traffic read Guard 73,049 unit. And the time on the roadside clock in the video was 11 p.m. at the 9-second mark in this video. And then later at 3 minutes 54 seconds, the roadside clock reads 3 a.m., leading to speculation whether this indicates that the tank unit took at least 4 hours to pass through this intersection. From the video, the speed of the tank's movement suggests that 6 tanks passed every minute, which would mean a total of 1,440 tanks passed in 4 hours, okay? 1,400 tanks, guys. That is absolutely insane. And we know this because of the roadside clock. They were moving these tanks over a several-hour period here in Suzhou City, Jiangsu province. And where they were going specifically or why, we don't know. And before I continue with the breaking news, I wanted to mention the sponsor for this update, which is My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing their most aggressive discount yet on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com. They've lowered the price of their 3-month food supply from $800 down to $500. 3 months of emergency food for $500. That is a really good deal, and it will last you 25 years because it is freeze dried and it's all packed within 6 rugged water resistant buckets. So you have all that food in a small package. You can store that pretty much anywhere. And you can also take it with you. If you have to bug out, you can throw that in your vehicle easily. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $300 off the My Patriot Supply 3-month emergency food supply, $500 for it. Also, they have free shipping and handling included. In addition to the 3-month supply, they also have a general store. And to get to their general store, you got to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see the My Patriot Supply logo at the very bottom of the page. You click on that, and it'll take you to their general store, and they have all kinds of discounts. And to get the deals, you got to use my link, preparewithnyprepper.com, and I'll leave the link in the description below this video. But it looks like they were heading towards the coastline, and Israel plans to attack Iran's oil and gas industry and military industry in response to an Iranian attack, according to Saudi newspaper Al-Sharq Al-Swat. Okay, so Israel planning a counterattack on Iran's oil and gas industry. And the Lebanese electricity company said the supply of electricity to the national grid in Lebanon was stopped, including to the airport, the port of Beirut, and water pumps and various infrastructure objects. The reason they claim is that the last production unit at the Zahrani power plant stopped operating due to a lack of fuel. Okay, so nationwide blackout in Lebanon, supposedly due to a lack of fuel. And in the coming days, nearly 1/3 of the entire U.S. Navy will be positioned in the Middle East to protect Israel from Iranian attack. For the first time in history, the U.S. is providing this level of protection to Israel. So we've never moved 1/3 of our Navy to the Middle East. Okay, that is insane. 1/3. Okay. Netanyahu's office says the negotiating team expressed optimism regarding the possibility of moving forward with the hostage deal. This is being reported to Khan News. And the Biden administration is working to finalize the hostage and ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas by next week, according to Axios. So this is insane, guys, okay? The Biden administration is pushing Israel into this ceasefire deal. This is ridiculous, okay? And so we'll have to wait and see if Israel actually goes for it. I mean, this is probably the 15th time they've tried to do a hostage deal and ceasefire. I personally don't think it's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. The U.S. has resumed previously halted arms shipments to Israel. Currently, 2 cargo planes land daily at Israel's Nevatim Air Base to deliver weapons, according to Ynet News. And a powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck the eastern coast of Russia near Kamchatka, near Petropavlovsk. A tsunami alert has been issued. I wonder if they were doing some underwater nuclear testing, possibly, because that's right near Russia's nuclear-armed submarine base in Rybachi in Kamchatka. That's where they have like 40% of their nuclear-armed subs. Their Pacific Fleet is based there. And the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, said the Ukrainian army is strengthening its positions in the occupied territories of the Kursk region in western Russia. And Russian military bloggers are reporting that the Russian army withdrew from the west bank of the same river near Tyatkino and Popovo-Lazachi, and they blew up 2 bridges there. And so this is in the Kursk Oblast, Russian forces withdrawing from this critical area. And Ukrainian forces say they have taken over the village of Korokanovo in Kursk. And to push the Ukrainian armed forces out of Kursk, the Russian Federation will need more than 20,000 well-trained soldiers, according to the Wall Street Journal. And approximately 11,000 Ukrainian troops are taking part in the Kursk offensive. And the Ukrainian armed forces are planning to use warheads containing radioactive substances to attack nuclear power plants in Kursk and Zaporizhia, Russian security services are claiming. So the FSB is claiming that Ukraine is planning a false flag and they're going to attack either Kursk or Zaporizhia nuclear plants. And now the Russian Foreign Ministry called on the UN and the IAEA to immediately condemn the provocative actions being prepared by the regime in Kiev against Russian nuclear facilities. So they're scared. Okay, they're scared that Ukraine is going to take over the Kursk nuclear power plant. And I personally think they will, because they are advancing super fast. I don't think that's necessarily their objective, but I think they're going to probably do it. We'll have to wait and see. It might be more of a hassle for them to have to maintain that nuclear power plant, and it may become more of a headache. Maybe Ukraine just wants to make a buffer zone with Russia, and that's why they invaded into Kursk, because Russia has been bombarding Sumy for the last 2.5 years since the war started, nonstop. So this is their way of protecting Sumy, by invading and pushing Russian forces away from the border so they can't bombard Sumy all the time. And Russia is claiming today that a Ukrainian drone exploded half a kilometer from the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, which is Europe's largest nuclear power plant. It has 6 nuclear reactors. And the Russian military will unleash swift retaliation if Ukraine launches an attack on the Kursk nuclear power plant. the defense ministry in Moscow has warned. In a statement on Saturday, the ministry said it was taking very seriously reports of Kiev's plans to attack the Kursk nuclear power plant, located about 90 kilometers from the Ukraine-Russia border. According to the military, the purpose of such a provocation would be to accuse Russia of attacking the plant. If the Kiev regime begins to realize its criminal plans aimed at creating a man-made disaster in the European part of the continent, that would infer the radioactive contamination of vast territories. Tough military and military technical countermeasures will be taken immediately. While the ministry did not give details of a possible retaliation, it noted that Kiev's preparations for an attack on the Kursk plant, which Moscow claims are backed by the West, would contradict a UN resolution on combating nuclear terrorism. The statement comes after Russian military journalist Marat Karulin reported on Friday, citing sources, that Kiev was preparing a nuclear false flag, an explosion of a dirty atomic bomb which would target the storage sites of spent nuclear fuel of a nuclear power plant. According to the reporter, the strike would be launched on either Russia's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant or the Kursk nuclear power plant. And the Russian FSB is reporting that a criminal case is now underway against Italian journalists who crossed into the Russian Federation in the Kursk Oblast illegally and shot a video in the town of Suja. And Russian propagandist Alexei Zivov threatened to kill CNN journalists and other foreign journalists who come to film reports in the Kursk region of Russia. We inform Western journalists who cross the border of Russia, we will kill you all. So this is crazy, guys. We have Western journalists going into Russia, literally into Russian territory, and filming videos for CNN and other big media outlets, basically illegally crossing into Russia. It's pretty surreal. And China has expressed concerns over a missile system that the U.S. sent to the Philippines, saying that it could cause tension in the region. On Friday, Philippine Foreign Secretary Enrique Manalo said that China's Foreign Secretary Wang Yi recently expressed very dramatic concern over the U.S. deploying a mid-range missile system in the Philippines. We discussed it, and well, they made it very dramatic, Manalo said during a press conference. However, Manalo noted that he told China, you shouldn't be worried, noting that the weapon system was only to be in the Philippines temporarily. According to Manalo, Wang said the U.S. weapon system could be destabilizing to the region. In response, Manalo told Wang that they're not destabilizing. In April, the U.S. Army's Theater for the Indo-Pacific region announced that it was deploying a mid-range capability missile system in northern Luzon, Philippines. So this is probably the Typhoon missile system, which can launch Tomahawk missiles or SM-3 interceptors or SM-6 interceptors. And also, I think the Dark Eagle hypersonic missile is deployed in the Philippines as well. And here we have a post from the electricity company in Lebanon saying that the power is out nationwide. You can see this picture here showing all of Beirut in the dark. And I want to just show you guys all the fires in the Kursk Oblast right now due to shelling. And you can see a lot over here near Suja. This is pretty much unchanged, but here you can see some new fires near Korenovo. This is one of the villages that Ukraine recently took over. And you can see actually on the other side of this little stream here that runs through Korenovo, there's several fires there. So it looks like there's battles going on over here. And then you can see in Glushkova, there's a lot of fires over here now. And we know that the Russians evacuated this area. All civilians have been evacuated from here. And this is the area where the Russians withdrew to apparently the West Bank. I don't know if that means heading in this direction, like towards Korovyakova, or if that means like, I don't know, more east. But you can see a bunch of fires here, okay, in Popovo, Lazachi, and Tetkino. So this is another area now that the Ukrainians are pushing into. So they're occupying a huge area. If we just look at where the fires are right now, they're occupying this huge area here in the Kursk Oblast. And here's a better map showing the latest extent of the Ukrainian gains in Russia. Okay, so you can see the shaded areas representing where the Ukrainians are, and it's a massive area. Okay, huge section of the Kursk Oblast. And I want to just show you guys these earthquakes off the coast of Kamchatka. So here we have this 5.1, we have a 5.2 here, and then this is the big one, 7.0, but it got downgraded from a 7.4. So massive earthquakes off the coast of Kamchatka. Very suspicious. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I have been monitoring the emergency action messages and the flights. We did have more sub hunters off the coast of Florida today, on the east coast of Florida and the west coast of Florida. So the hunt for Red October is continuing around Florida. But I'm going to continue to monitor everything for you guys. I'm kind of taking it easy this weekend because I've been going so hard the last 3 weeks or so, updating you guys every single day and going live every day with all the news related to Iran and Israel. So I'm going to be taking it easy this weekend. But I do believe in the next couple of days, things are going to really intensify. And I think this strike on Iran could occur this coming week. But I do have my 24/7 live stream on right now. You can go in there and hang out. You can also follow me on Twitter. I've been posting on Twitter more often lately, and also follow me on Telegram. The links are in the description below this video. And come into the 24/7 stream. You can watch the flight trackers, you can listen to emergency action messages, and you can share information with other people in the chat. So I might be back later on tonight with another update. If not, I'll be in and out of the chat in the live stream. So until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.